The summer sun glowed outside as Madison stood in the kitchen, her heart beating faster than usual. Her parents had just left for a week-long trip to Oregon, leaving her alone with her stepbrother, Ethan. She was 17, almost 18, and Ethan had just returned from college. They had always been polite with each other, but nothing more than that. Madison couldn't deny that she had always felt drawn to him, even if she never admitted it to herself. Ethan was tall, broad-shouldered, with an easy smile and eyes that seemed to see right through her. That first evening felt oddly quiet. Madison made herself dinner and sat scrolling on her phone, trying to ignore the silence pressing in around her. As she finished cleaning up, she heard footsteps and turned to find Ethan standing there. "Want to watch a movie together?" he asked, his voice soft but confident. Madison hesitated, then nodded.
Sure.
"I'll go change." She slipped into a comfortable t-shirt and shorts, brushing her hair quickly before heading back down. Ethan had set up blankets and pillows on the couch. He smiled when he saw her, and she felt her stomach flip. She curled up on one side while he sat on the other. The movie started, but Madison couldn't focus. Every time she shifted, she felt Ethan's gaze on her. Halfway through, he got up and came back with 2 mugs of hot chocolate. When he handed her the mug, their fingers brushed, sending an unexpected spark through her. As they continued watching, Ethan slowly scooted closer. Soon, they were under the same blanket, shoulders touching. Madison's breath caught as she felt the warmth of his arm against hers. When she turned to look at him, his eyes were already on her. "You okay?" he whispered. Madison nodded, but didn't say anything. Ethan reached out to brush a strand of hair from her face. Without thinking, Madison leaned forward and kissed him. It started slow, gentle, but quickly turned deeper, full of pent-up tension. When they finally pulled apart, both of them were breathing heavily. Madison searched his face, expecting regret, but saw only softness and want. "Did we just?" she started, but Ethan pressed a finger to her lips. "It's okay," he whispered. That night, they stayed close on the couch, wrapped in each other's warmth until they both drifted to sleep. The next morning, Madison woke up in her own bed, replaying everything from the night before. She felt terrified and thrilled at the same time. When she walked downstairs, she found Ethan cooking breakfast. He looked up, a gentle smile spreading across his face. "Morning," he said. Madison gave him a shy smile in return. "Morning." He stepped toward her and pulled her into a hug. "We don't have to talk about it if you're not ready," he said softly. Madison shook her head. "I want to," she whispered. They stood there in the kitchen, holding each other like they were afraid to let go. Over the next few days, the house transformed into a world that belonged only to them. They made breakfast together, watched shows curled up on the couch, and spent long afternoons lying in the backyard, talking about their dreams. At night, Madison would sneak into Ethan's room, and they'd fall asleep in each other's arms. Everything felt like a secret summer dream that they knew couldn't last. One stormy night, the power went out. Madison screamed when lightning struck nearby, and Ethan immediately pulled her close. "I got you," he whispered, kissing her forehead. They lit candles and played cards, giggling and talking as if they had all the time in the world. Madison realized then just how deeply she had fallen for him. As the week drew to a close, reality began creeping back in. One afternoon, Madison sat beside Ethan on the couch, her head on his chest. "What happens when they come back?" she asked quietly. Ethan sighed, running a hand through her hair. "I don't know," he admitted, "but I don't want to stop this." Madison felt tears well up. "Me neither," she said. They kissed again, holding each other tightly, both afraid of what the future would bring. The night before their parents returned, Madison couldn't sleep. She slipped into Ethan's room, finding him sitting on the edge of the bed. Without saying a word, she went to him, wrapping her arms around his waist. He turned and hugged her back fiercely. "Promise me this isn't the end," she whispered. "I promise," Ethan said, pressing his lips to hers. The next morning, they straightened up the house, trying to act normal. When their parents finally walked in, laughing and chatting about their trip, Madison felt like her heart was about to burst. She hugged them, her mind still spinning from everything that had happened. That night, alone in her bed, she realized she was forever changed. In the following days, Madison and Ethan acted like nothing had happened. But in stolen glances and quick touches, their secret connection lived on. Whenever their parents left the house, they rushed into each other's arms, desperate to feel that warmth again. Madison knew it couldn't stay hidden forever, but she didn't care. By the end of summer, Ethan was preparing to go back to college. The night before he left, Madison stood in his doorway, watching him pack. He looked up and saw her, his face softening immediately. "Come here," he said, reaching out. She walked over and hugged him tightly, tears filling her eyes. "I don't want this to end," she said. Ethan kissed her forehead, then her lips. "It won't. I'll come back for you," he promised. The next day, Madison watched him drive away, her heart aching. But she felt stronger, knowing they had created something real and unforgettable. They texted and called constantly, counting the days until they could be together again. When Ethan came home for winter break, Madison ran into his arms without hesitation. In that moment, she knew no matter what the world thought, they would find a way to make it work. What happened between them during that one week had changed them both forever. And in that secret world they had created together, Madison felt more alive than ever before.